Here we go, chat. Patch 4.2. So this is the second part of the cycle of their 3-month cycle that they're doing. We started with the balance update. We now have the variety set. After that, we have the expansion. So let's get into these variety cards. Welcome to the first variety patch of 2023. For this variety patch, we wanted to help each region really get back to its roots. These new cards help exemplify what a region does well by reinforcing some of their strategies that need the support. We've got some fun new cards in store for you. Check out the details below. Here we go. Ceasless Sentry is a 2-mana 2/1 from Shadow Isles. Last breath, draw 1. Wait, I've seen this before. This looks familiar. Wait, did he die? Did the Avarosed Sentry die? Oh yeah, good idea. The zoom is smart. Thank you. All right, that should work. While the Avarosed Sentry has always been a bit of a strange fit for the Valyordian Tundras, we think the Ceasless Sentry can find a second life in Shadow Isle control and slay strategies. Yeah, this card is actually very good. This is pretty insane for SI. This is really good. This goes into like every SI deck. Yeah, he actually just died. But hey, good for him because he that's a big boost to one of the regions. And Shadow Isles was already really good. If this is a card they print, I am expecting Shadow Isles to get nerfed pretty heavily. Because why don't you go SI right now, right? They have so many good cards. And this is like another one. You just jam into any SI deck. Control? Sure. Mid-range? Sure. Slay? Hell yeah. This card is nuts. Actually, like, run that. This is insane for Deep. You're right. This is so good for Deep. Very good. Like, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. How did the Avarosed Sentry even get there? Yeah, I mean, we'll never know, but yeah, you're good for Shadow Isles, you know? Powerful ally. All right, the generous Gemcrafter, 3-mana 2/3 from Targon. Here we go. When you play a spell, grant a random ally in hand +1/+1. Whoa! It's pretty much Starlit Seer for Targon. But imagine this with Bard. With Bard, this is crazy. A 3-mana 2/3. For Targon, that doesn't really matter. This is just really good. So the problem with a lot of these hand buff Targon decks is that you're never really blocking, and the way you don't die is by buffing up your Sparklefly and getting your health back through lifesteal. This is really good, but this is, again, a card that doesn't want to block, ever. But blocking for those type of Targon decks is so awkward, and this makes it even more awkward. But it makes it a lot easier to get your strategy going, where you're like, whatever. I don't care if I buff or if I block or not. With Targon, or this with Taric, I mean, is also pretty crazy. Because Taric doubles the spell, so Taric gives this buff twice in hand. I mean, it's literally called Generous Gemcrafter. So, yeah, this with gems. Can you imagine this with Mentor of the Stones? Mentor of the Stones attacks, buffs something by +2/+2. Mentor of the Stone dies, gives you 3 gems, and this just goes off. Hey, if there is a return of Mentor of the Stones, I'm all for it. This is a good card. This is really good. I'm just worried about Targon's blocking abilities for these type of decks. All right. Good card. Great card so far. Blocking Badgerbear. 3. Wait. Oh. I can block units with a Okay. There's no way. They actually did it. Dude, he's back. All the way from Rising Tides. A 3-mana 4/4 Badgerbear. Yo, give it up for my boy. He's been gone for so long. He's back and he can block. And he's an elite. Wait. No. Okay, low key. This card is actually turbo busted. 3-mana 4/4 elite. It's an elite. The fact that this is an elite is so insane. What? In spite of its name, the blocking Badgerbear is also quite good while attacking. Dude, this card is nuts. This is a 10 out of 10 card. And I'm glad for it. Okay, listen. Demacia has always been powerful, but in the last 6 or so months, they've been getting a lot of power stripped away from them. We've seen multiple Vayne nerfs for the free attacking. We've seen rallies getting nerfed. This means that they can actually add power to Demacia elsewhere, and this is the start of it. Now, you could argue it's a little bit boring because it's just a 3-mana 4/4 that has this text, but it buffs elites by like a ginormous amount and also goes outside of elite decks. It's this card is crazy good. So the one thing about comparing this with Sharpsight is that Sharpsight is a burst spell. So sometimes you're attacking with your Zoe, and then your opponent's like, oh, well, actually, I have Sharpsight, so now I can block your Zoe, and you didn't know that. This is very telegraphed. If this is on the board, you're just not going to attack with your elusives, right? This text, I mean, it matters, but it's more about stopping your opponent from attacking rather than just blocking elusives, because the text here might as well say your opponent can't attack with elusives anymore because they don't want to attack into a 3-mana 4/4. This card is nuts. It's really, really, really good. I'm fine with it. Like, I think it's a little bit too good, but you know, it's too early to say. Demacia has been weak, believe it or not. Demacia was actually not that great of region. This will make elites a very good deck. It was already like pretty sleeper. This will make elites insane. I don't get this elite tag. Everything here just feels so slapped on. In Rising Tides, we just had a 3-mana 4/4, and it had to get nerfed to a 3-mana 2/3. A 3-mana 3/4, I mean. Now, it has this text, and it's an elite. Crazy, crazy. Absolutely insane. We wanted to help Demacia get back to one of its core strengths, plopping down a big old pile of beefiness and daring your opponent to do something about it. Yeah, you know what? That sounds about right. That is exactly this card. Banana Blaster. Oh, that's, I mean, that's already a 10 out of 10 for the name. 4-mana 2/2 Yordle from Bandle City. Play, deal damage equal to my power to a unit for 4 mana. So this is a Bard card. It even has a Bard mask. So yeah, I guess it is. A Jhin card. Oh, interesting. Is this good with Jhin? It's Monkey. It's Banana. Why is this not a Soraka card? We think Nanners may show up in standard Bandle strategies that can see the appeal of a 2/2 body with a good-sized ping. Looking at you, Noxus. Oh. Huh. But he can also foster some hand buff strategies with either target a Bard to get him so big he can make any opposing threat go splat. Interesting. I don't know. Is it... I don't play enough Swain Bandle City or whatever other Noxus Bandle City decks were out there to know if this is good enough, to know if they want to make a space in a deck for a 4-mana 2/2 that deals 2. I don't think this is great. I don't really mind because, you know, Battlefield is just pretty good right now. But this does not look that amazing to me. Yeah, this does help, though. If there is a Targon Bandle City deck that cares about elusives, that do want, like, a way to interact. Because what I just said about those decks not being great at blocking, they could use a card like this to get to remove a unit and then also have like a decently sized blocker. It could be used for that, but I don't think so. I think those decks don't really care about that. A ping for Teemo Zoe, as in you're killing Teemo Zoe. You don't do that. Like if you're pinging a Teemo or a Zoe on turn 4, they've done their job. But those decks, yeah, maybe some interaction. That could be it. Like it kills something most of the time because those decks also run Celestial Blessing. They run the Purifying Flames to give like +3/+3. Wait, actually, with that 4-mana spell, what if you're... Okay, you pass turn 1 and 2. On turn 3, you use Purifying Flames. You give +3/+3 to your team or your Zoe. You play a 4/4 elusive, and then you give the other part to +2/+2 to this. You have a 4-mana 4/4 that deals 4 when it's played. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Kills Lucian. Yeah, another... This is just a Lucian nerf, you're right. I don't think it's good enough, but I would not be surprised to see it show up in very specific decks. Priestess of the Desert Light. 6-mana 4/4 from Serene. Oh my god. How is this not a Targon card? Round start, deal 4 to me. Draw a champion. Or if your deck started with 6+ different champions, summon it instead. Now this is the card I was waiting for personally. What? It's the content card. This is for the content creators. What? Deal 4 to me, draw a champion. So that's bad. That's terrible. You're only playing this card if you have 6 different champions. This is just a card for the Champions Unlimited format. You can hand buff this. You can play something like Targon. Give it a Sunblast Vigor. That seems like it's a lot of effort though. Shreema loves their champions, and the Priestess is no exception. Although you face a large deck building cost to prove your devotion, the payoff of a free Aurelion Soul might just be worth it. Free Aurelion Soul. Free A-Soul, yeah. The problem is, of course, you need 6 different champions, and this is in Shurima. Shurima doesn't really have any bombs. I'm gonna quickly go to the Shurima champions. That's the one thing, right? What like, okay, Nasus. Nasus is like the best you can do. Kaisa seems bad. This has no keywords. Yeah, it's Nasus is like the only thing you can really do in Shurima. That's Sivir. I mean, sure. The thing is, if you're playing normally, if this gets one, if you're paying a 6-mana card, okay, listen, you say Sivir or Nasus, but here's the thing, right? You're already paying 6 mana, and then this kills itself, and then you get your champion. If you're saying Sivir, why not just play? Why not just pay 4 mana for Sivir? Priestess plus Unyielding Spirit. Yeah, there we go. That works. That's hard to do though. That's not easy to do because, you know, that's 14 mana. I love this card, but I have no idea how to figure this out. Shurima, Demacia with Gal. Yeah, that could actually be it. I could see that. That's actually that's pretty likely. I mean, it says here free Asol, but it's just gonna be free Lucian, right? What? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. What if you print champions with Imperfectionist? That could be a thing. The problem is, if you're in Shurima Piltover, you're gonna have a really hard time actually keeping this alive for multiple procs. And if you're proccing this once, is it really worth doing that? Well, how can you protect this in Shurima? There's like the Lucky Finds for health. Yeah, Freljord. Actually, I like Freljord. Freljord has like the big beefy units and can keep this alive. Oh, Cryo. I think with the 22 months. Deck buff board flood Shurima Freljord. Oh yeah, if you play this in Freljord, you can play stuff like Revna. Oh, okay, that's pretty good actually. Revna is insane. Revna. Oh, and if you play Spirits Unleashed once, this will be a 5/5, which means it can probably get 2 procs, making it easier to like heal it for the next turn too. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, and the Udyr spells, right? Okay, yeah. Oh, it's probably Freljord with that then. Yeah. Spirits Unleashed, Stances, Revna. Very greedy deck though. Those are some expensive cards. I don't know. We'll have to figure this one out. But so far, Unlimited Champions format, this is the way to go. Okay, next, Formula. 6 mana burst. Draw 2. Refill your spell mat. Are you serious? What the hell? What? This is insane. Burst? Actual Jace Lux support? This is so... Oh, this is... Yeah, the biggest buff is for Jace Lux. This in Demacia? So great. This is insane. This is an insanely good card. You know what else? Reggie can pull this. Man, Reggie is just the best champion in the game at this point. Dude just gets buffed every single patch. I'd be surprised if at some point Priestess of the Desert Light just starts pulling out Reggie. And you can play this with Rise! No, dude! You can play this with Rise! Oh my god. We were asking for Rise nerfs, and it just gets buffed! Bro. Oh, that's... I haven't seen the nerfs yet. I really hope Rise gets nerfed because this is disgusting. Wow. Yeah, this card is nuts. This seems so good. Okay. Winter's Touch. 4 mana burst, Freljord. Get an empty mana gem. Enlighten, I cost 1, draw 1. Well, what's with all these RAM cards? You could literally play like 50 RAM cards at this point, right? We have Catalyst. We have the new card that summons a 2/2 Overwhelm. We have the one that gives +2 health. We have this. Oh, that's 12. Okay. This is pretty good. Yeah, I like this. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if Catalyst gets replaced with this. This is 4 mana. Like this lets you Val Feast on the turn you Catalyst, right? Yeah, and then this small upside when you are at 10, pretty good. I mean, I don't really like the RAM decks. This is definitely not my cup of tea. But this is a pretty good card. Yeah, I'd be surprised if this didn't see any play. This seems really good. Okay, so I was asking for cards that had a lot of impact. Cards that would actually like change the meta. We are definitely getting that one. Somehow, this seems like the weakest card. And if you read the text, you're like, oh, I can make like 10 videos for this card alone. It's the content card. And it's like, everything else is just better. Okay, this one doesn't seem that good either, actually. Okay. Skulking String-puller. 6 mana, 3/6 from Noxus. Attack, grow other attacking allies with power to mine this round. Grow. I mean, you know, if you're playing a spider deck, they're often like 1/1s. That seems pretty bad, though. This card is as bad as the previous Spider support release like Shrieking Spinner, Wraith of Echoes, and Soul Spinner. It doesn't do anything for the aggro game plan that Spiders have. Turn 6 is basically a myth in Spider aggro. You don't usually develop a unit in this turn, but just open attack and use your mana for Revelers or burn like Fervor. But this Spider is adorable and fuzzy, so this is a win. I love it. He looks really fuzzy, actually. I hate spiders. I cannot stand spiders. I have a crippling fear of spiders, but this little fella's pretty cute. I would play him in my deck just because he's cute. I mean, I like it, but it's really bad. It's Hallowed. Oh, Hallowed. Huh. Hallowed. Interesting. Yeah, we'll check the full art after we go through all the changes. I kind of like this with Hallowed, yeah. People have been playing like a few Gwen cards, a few Hallowed cards and spiders. You play this card, you put it on the left, all your small spiders go to like 1,000,000 attack. That's yeah, Hallowed back in the meta, yeah. They've been gone for so long. All right, yeah, it's not good, but it's playable with Hallowed. It's interesting. It's something I try for sure. It's pretty cute. All right, do we just skip this one, chat? I don't even want to look at it, honestly. Ugh. All right, here we go. Ionia. Serene Sky Puke. 7 mana. Okay, well, that's a good sign. It's expensive. Nobody likes expensive cards. 3/6. Lifesteal. When I'm summoned, reduce the cost of spells in your deck by half. Round it up. Yeah, no, that's never gone wrong. That's fine, chat. Hey, remember Bar? Yeah, that was great. Man, I really love having another Bar type card in Ionia. Bro. Okay, I mean, to be fair, it's a lot worse because it is 7 mana and it's only for your deck, so you need to draw the cards that get reduced. But man, I hate it. Wait, you can get a 6 mana Field Rush. Oh, wait. Nora can create it. Nora Portal, yeah. Okay. While Ionia has had success with late game strategies in the past, we wanted to give those decks a real payoff for taking your match into the later turns. With a solid lifesteal body, the Sky-Singer can usually help you buy enough time to take advantage of the huge magical discount you've been gifted. Honestly, I think I can see that, yeah. If you play this with Freljord in like a Ram deck, I can actually see it. Low-key, I don't think this card is going to be problematic, but it's going to be a pretty fun meme card. Yeah, this is a Grappler card. Grappler is going to play this card in every single one of his decks. And I'm happy for him. Listen, Grappler can have the Serene Sky-Singer. Just give me my Priestess of Desert Light. And I'd say that's a good trade. That's pretty good. I mean, you know, thinking about it, sure. If you play this with Freljord, I can see it. And that deck's never been good. And I don't think this card is going to make that deck good. So that's, yeah, sure. Oh, this is the Black Flame, hell yeah. Yeah, I love putting 7 mana cards in the Black Flame. I've never lost games when I did that. You can discount this. Oh, you're right. Wait, yeah, the 2 mana 2/2 that discounts the highest cost unit. Yeah, no, I like it. I'm seeing it. I will actually experiment with this. As much as I hate Ionia, you know, they have some funny cards like Black Flame, and this seems meme enough. If this card becomes powerful though, it's gonna be miserable. It's gonna suck, Chad. You're gonna get high rolled so hard. It's gonna be like, oh, they played the Serene Sky-Singer, and the next turn they top deck Field Rush or whatever. And it's going to cost 6 mana. The thing with Ionia is that they don't really have powerful, expensive spells. It's always been more or less balanced by that. I feel like that's also been a way to balance karma. Just don't give them any real good spells. So you have to find a different region for this to be good. Yeah, exactly. Children of the Forest is like supposed to be good, but it's... Or, no, well, it's not supposed to be good, but it's, you know, it's 8 mana, so it should do something, but it just doesn't. Okay, Mischievous Marai. Nailed it. 5 mana 3/4. When you play a spell, summon a powder keg. Huh. What? And it's from Buildswatter. Wait, huh? I love this actually. That's so funny. So you have to play spells that don't deal damage, so you can like get a big stack of powder kegs. It's like you're playing like the cards that get vulnerable, the cards you generate from the coral creatures. And then you top it off by a bunch of warning shots. Avatar. Oh, Avatar. If you have Avatar and Diz on the board, you kind of just win. It's a Tybok. It's basically a Tybok. But, you know, you have to actually pay 5 mana and keep it on the board. And it's only a 3/4. Tybok is like a summon effect. This needs to be on the board for a while. This is really interesting. This is like a high skill cap card. I actually really like it. A lot of thought goes into playing this card. We have it on the field. You have to be really smart. I like cards like that. It tests your skill. Powder kegs have always been about that, right? And it's like powder kegs have always been this mini game of like, oh, my opponent's trying to interact with my powder keg, so I have to explode it. But then they interact with it, and then I explode it with something else. And this like doubles down on that mini game even more. It's cool. It's cool. I like this card a lot. I don't think it's gonna be super powerful because a 5-mana 3/4. That's hard to make work. It's a good mechanic for sure. Yeah. You can make some really funny plays. The fact you can burst out barrels has been really powerful in the past, right? That was like the only reason that the 2-mana spell that summons a keg and then gives you the 1-mana deal 1 was playable. Because you can summon a powder keg for burst speed, and nothing else was able to do that. So this is really cool. It's another way to get powder kegs on the field while you don't have initiative. I like this. It's great. Riven. Level up, I see Blade the Exile in hand. Level up, you have created Blade the Exile. I mean, that honestly doesn't really matter. It's it's whatever, man. I mean, it's fine, you know. It's definitely a buff, but it's rarely going to matter. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Quality of life barely matters. This will matter like 1 in 50 games, if even. What was the change? You just need to have created Blade the Exile. So if you have played the Blade the Exile and you summon Riven now, she doesn't level because you played the Blade the Exile and she doesn't see it in your hand. So now you just have to create it once and then she will always level up. Doesn't matter. The cards that create, or the cards that reforge, I should say, very often aren't fast enough at making the Blade the Exile. You need Riven, who reforges every turn to actually get it. So it's not gonna matter. It's cool though. It's cool. I like Riven getting some love because he's one of my favorite champions. Effect on summon, effect on play. Our meta has been dominated by Silverwing Vanguard for far too long, so we're finally ending the reign of this oppressive avian. Actually, it was a weird example where the text of the card technically broke the rules of the game, so we're making a slight downgrade in order to fix it, and a number of errant bugs that came with it. Got it. This doesn't really change anything. It's just that when this was a summon effect, it was technically supposed to go infinite because it says summon, and the next one you says also has to summon text. So technically, you should get a board full of Silverwing Vanguards immediately. Play effects don't do that, so now you just get one. It's a Nora nerf, finally. Finally, Nora gets nerfed. Steem. Wait, hold on, let me refresh. Oh, there he is. From a 6 cost to a 4 cost. From 5/5 to 3/3. Wait, was it from 5/5? It was a 6/5, no? Was it as a 6/5? When I'm summoned, summon a husk. When I'm summoned, summon a husk. When you summon a 1-cost ally, grant the strongest enemy. Whoa! Yo! Dude! That's actually good. Because 1-cost allies, that's a husk. Every time you summon a husk, Steem will get vulnerable to something. Whoa! The Eve buffs! Yo, this goes straight into my Eve folder, dude. That's insane! I love it. I love Eve decks, dude. I'm gonna play so much Eve with Steem in it. It's also really good because it always sucked playing like those weak husk generators that didn't really do anything. Like Domination was like the only one that had a different effect. Domination buffed all your 1-cost ally by +1 attack, and Vora didn't do anything. Solter didn't do anything. So now you have like an actual card that has like, that does more than just summoning a husk. This is sweet. Also, the fact that it still keeps the scout is pretty nuts. This, listen, this also means that while I don't think the deck is going to be playable, this means you can play Steem on 4 and Kai'Sa on 5. And Eve Kai'Sa was kind of supposed to be like a somewhat intended pairing. I don't know about that. We'll try out the Star Guardian playstyle. And it's definitely gonna have it's definitely gonna be buffed. Steem Voidgate, hell yeah. Yeah, I'm down, dude. Whoa. That's actually pretty big. This is a big change, chat. Domination no longer dies to Pokestick, no longer dies to Valve Feast. She's no longer Lucian stats, so that means she's buffed. If we're making Domination a 2/2, why don't we make Lucian a 2/2? It's like, come on, right? What are you doing? It's like, they don't even understand their own game. Why isn't Lucian a 1-mana 2/2 quick attacker? This makes no sense. Makes no sense. It is a really good buff. Eve is going to be pretty good. Eve is actually going to be pretty good. Still dies to Quietus. I mean, usually you want to eat a husk with Domination, so I don't know if that's true. It dies to Banana Blaster. It's still unplayable. Domination still sucks. So he dies to Banana Blaster. These are big buffs for Eve. I'd be very surprised if Eve doesn't find a playable deck now somewhere. These two buffs are huge. Very, very good. Oh, wow. Region Bandle City to Region Bandle City, Pilt over Zon. Play, discard a card to create a random follower. Play, discard a card to create another random multi-region follower and reduce its cost by 1. It's not bad. But you get a random multi-region follower? You can, like, manifest it? It's pretty good. I don't know if you play this. It's multi-region, that's nice. That helps with Tristana decks. But what do you discard in those decks? There's not really anything. Like, you want to discard an Owlcat or something? Mecha Yordle buff? I don't even think I play this card in Mecha Yordles. I don't think it's good enough. It's a big buff for sure. Like, it's just strict upgrades here. I like that it's a Piltover card now a lot, actually. But I don't see this being good anywhere. It's just, like, a 3-mana 2/3 with Augment is fine. The fact it's dual region is pretty good. But this effect, like, discarding 1 just to generate a random multi-region follower, like, on average, that's not that good. The fact it costs 1 less is like, decent. But you need to play a discard deck for this. I don't know. Discard aggro doesn't care about this. I don't know. It's strict upgrades, but it's still doesn't really have a home. All right, moving on. These are a lot of changes, damn. Each round, the first time an unequipped ally is equipped, refill 1 spell mana and grant them +1/+0. Each round, the first time an unequipped ally is equipped, refill 2 spell mana. Ah, yes. So this is just like the Rise buff, where a landmark now refills 1 more spell mana. Surely that's not going to go wrong. It seems this landmark has been missed by most players. Yeah. All right. Nah, this probably still sucks. Jax Aeonium. Yeah. When you look at the old landmarks, the Aphelios landmark, the Val Temple, you realize that refilling 2 spell mana can get toxic pretty fast. If this can see play with Jax, it could be pretty good. But that Jax decks don't really use spell mana all that well. Ionia does though. But like, what's a weapon? What's an equipment deck doing with spell mana? They're swapping weapons constantly, but it needs to be an unequipped ally. So basically, this is just like I'm equipping my allies for 0 mana. I think it's not impactful enough. Jax, yeah, but I don't see discard making that deck good. Jax spamming Fisheye. I mean, you only have 3 copies. Wasn't Aphelios too normal? Yeah, it was actually, and that's a big deal. That's a really big deal, in fact. I don't think discard's gonna be playable. Could change though. Wraith of Echoes from 6 to 5. Hell yeah. Rumor has it, the Legend of Runeterra office, if you make a loud noise when you're alone in the office, the noise just reverberates, and you can faintly hear the words buff Wraith of Echoes. Buff Wraith of Echoes. Hopefully a lower version will resonate with more players. Editor's note, I don't know about you, but I sure am afraid of some ghost. You better bet we're gonna reduce that cost. But I love these little comments. This is great. This is a meme card, but 6 mana is just way too expensive. So for 5 mana, I'm expecting it to still be pretty bad. But if there's like a spider deck, this will definitely make it a little more playable. This is also... I was going to say maybe this is like fun with a new spider card, but probably not. Vaults of Helia from 5 to 4. At their current cost, the vaults generally aren't opening until the game is already out of hand. Lowering the mana cost should get you Gravedigging Yorick? Yorick teaser? Wait. They're teasing Yorick. Nah, you're not fooling me. We're getting Yorick next patch. Yo. I mean, it's either Yorick or Cartus for Shadow Isles, right? So, you know, that wasn't a hard guess. This is cool. I've never really been a Vaults of Helia guy. For 4 mana, I'm a lot more likely to actually try it out. Fiddle confirmed, yeah. Yorick Fiddle deck, like in the video I uploaded last year. Or it's a Graves teaser, you're right. It almost says Graves. Card Nerfs. From Burst to Focus. I mean, honestly, this card was like insane, but it was hard to use. It's kind of weird. It's a little bit weird They killed this card. Well, we don't want to enter party. A feast of this magnitude should require a little more preparation. Being able to activate Reveler's Feast after blockers were declared made this card a bit too reliable. So hopefully now you'll have to spend a bit more time cooking before digging in. Yeah. I mean, I can see it. It kind of sucks, you know, because it's not like it was completely taking over the meta. It was just strong. But now it's unplayable. Poor Vladimir, man. Poor Vladimir. Nah. What? Atrocity from fast to slow? It's done. It's a dead card now. It's unplayable. Dude, that's so freaking huge. Oh my. This has been one of the OG game finishers for so long. Since the game came out, it's been Atrocity as the finisher for SI decks. To slow speed? How far we've come. This used to be 6 mana fast, man. Yeah, this is huge. Because very often, you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna Vengeance your big Nasus, your big Kindred. And then like, nah, actually, I'm just gonna Atrocity your Nexus. And you can't do that anymore. You can no longer play Atrocity as an answer. Atrocity has ended many a game since the birth of LOR, but it's also consistently limited to how large we can make a threat before it comes a near instant win. With Tristana currently standing tall, we want to make Atrocity more of a commitment for decks that want to chuck a single large unit at the enemy's exit. That's fair, right? Tristana was unplayable for 2 years. She enters the meta, instantly gets 2 cards nerfed. It was Tristana Noxus decks and Tristana SI decks, and they're just dead now. I lost a game the other day where I basically just got checkmated. It was a Tristana deck with SI, and they played the Wandering Shepard on Tristana and gave her Overwhelm. No. I mean, they had the Overwhelm weapon, is what I'm trying to say. So they could either kill me with like Tristana attacking for a massive amount of damage with Overwhelm, and if I tried to do anything about it, they would just Atrocity me. So I was like, oh, I'm dead to this Tristana attack with 20 attack and like 10 impact. So I tried to Vengeance it, and then they Atrocity. It's like, you can't do that anymore. I'm fine with it. I do like this because I like big numbers, and Atrocity nerf means that they can print like bigger units for a couple of regions. So yeah, sure. Senna buff, yeah, you can play Senna now to still have it fast. True. Yeah, Viego nerf too again. Oh hey, they're nerfing this one too. Yeah, necessary. This card was so strong for so long, but nobody really like ever acknowledged how strong it really was. It's the same with Akshan, right? It's like Akshan is broken, or was broken, clearly. But no, it wasn't like game warping broken. It was the same with this card, which is really, really, really strong. So, taking off 1 health, yeah, seems fair to me. It's still good. It's still playable. We still see Conch being played. Conch used to be a 2-2. It's still going to be good. Still going to be playable in decks. Just yeah, a little easier to deal with. And Rahvun goes from 5-6 to 5-5. Hey, remember when they buffed Rahvun to 5-6? And now they're pulling back that buff. Daybreak has been lining up the meta in a few different forms since its update, so we wanted to dim its shine a little and bring it back online. Yeah, that's fair. Good change. I think Eve will be meta. Daybreak is incredibly strong, chat. Daybreak is really, really, really strong. So this is fine. Is that it? Oh, that's it! Wow! Wait, where are the Rise nerfs? Really? Okay, so all that changed here is that Rise gets this card? Rise just casually gets Formula and no nerfs? Huh. Not sure how I feel about that. Because Rise is a little good. You might not think so from the play rate, but it's a hard deck to play. Rise is just a good deck, dude. He doesn't need nerfs? Yes, he does. A deck that is miserable to play against for 90% of the meta should probably not go unpunished. I don't know. Listen, I love these new cards. They're insanely cool. Love this patch. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, okay? Every single thing here is so spot on. Perfect read of the meta. Except Rise. They've said they were nerfing Hallowed, probably when rotation happens. Hallowed also hasn't really seen a lot of play. I still think Hallowed is insanely strong. But with the Katarina nerf, they probably didn't think it was necessary. Yeah, I love these cards. I low-key am hyped to play with all of them, except this one, because I'm not a ramp guy. Super cool. Super cool. So for all the YouTube viewers out there, let me know what you think in the comments. And tomorrow, I'm going to be uploading a new deck with one of these cards. And I'm hyped to find out what you guys want to see.